Fantastic speeches today, nothing to follow on you. No pressure. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to introduce our fellow best man, so please put your hands together for him.
I wasn't expecting to be last tonight, but thankfully none of my gags have gone, so I'm still safe. I've only got a couple of things to say, but before I start, I'd like to offer up an early toast. So would everyone raise their glass to thank Tommy and Jackie and John and Sue and their partners for raising two fantastic sons. Today's been quite a while in coming. I've been friends with Rob for a long time. I'm especially glad that I was given the honour to be his best man today, even if I was binned off the top table for most of the night. I've known Rob since September in 1996. It was my first week in senior school and I've been split up from most of my long-term friends. I was sitting alone in the school library after managing to find the only book they had about wrestling. I had it open on a page about Hulk Hogan, and a well-spoken, smartly groomed, friendly lad came and stood next to me and eloquently said, "I like that too." Our friendship was created and defined by wrestling. We watched TV shows every week. We were falling asleep in school on Mondays after staying up to watch the pay-per-views. We'd create elaborate match cards and act them out with our figures, and then detail them in record books. We swapped magazines and videotapes, and we ran up our mum's phone bills by ringing the news phone lines. Because we were fanatics before the internet made it easy. After meeting, it wasn't long before Rob invited me round for tea at his house. The way Rob spoke and carried himself, I imagined I was going to meet the poshest family in Walton. I thought we'd be sitting down at a long table with 8 different knives and forks. Instead, I met Tommy and Jackie, Liz, Colette and Tom, one of the most genuine, down-to-earth and Scouse families I've had the opportunity. Family who welcomed me and accepted me completely from the moment they met me. A family that Mike's very lucky to become part of. And I'm especially lucky to have had a friend like Rob for so long. Someone who's been there for me at times when I really needed someone the most, and to stick with me when I didn't behave like a friend I deserved. But mostly for being involved in some of the most life-changing experiences I've had. The one question that people who've known Rob a long time ask me, did you always know he was gay? In truth, I never really considered it. Even though, like most 15-year-olds with nothing nice to say, I've told them from time to time that I thought he was. But I've never really considered Rob fitting any sexuality role. I always saw him as a self-sufficient person. He never really seeked out other people's approval. And he had total conviction in his decisions, even if people disagreed with them. It never mattered whether he was gay or straight, because Rob was happy being Rob. Thankfully I was wrong, because it did matter. And since coming out and finding another half, Rob's made a massive change. He's become a lot more open, and he knows how to let other people enjoy his personality rather than keep it to himself. And he's truly happy to be a part of Mike's life. He's also become a lot more crude. Has anyone else noticed that? The last time I can remember Rob being as crude as he is now was his 18th birthday. He just polished off a rib, and in a silence in the conversation, he said, "Mum, can I put my bone on your plate?" But in truth, I probably should have always known that Rob was gay. If it wasn't for the fact that when I first met him, I was told he was obsessed with white bread. But if that wasn't the giveaway, it was the fact that when he was younger, a 4-year-old Rob who was obsessed with Fireman Sam ran out into the street to a fireman and said, "I'm into you."
I was 4!
But I still haven't asked him how well he likes his helmet polish. To finish, I was given advice by a lot of people to tell a story about when me and Rob experienced an epic adventure or had a deep, meaningful time when one of us said something profound. But those moments have actually been few and far between. And to be honest, as boring as it sounds, if I was to make a photo album of mine and Rob's friendship together, it would mostly be photos of us sitting on a bed, eating pizza and watching wrestling. But I've been thinking of stories to tell, and I've realised how many times we've been involved in important first times in each other's lives, so I'd like to share a few of those. Rob was the first person there for me the first time I experienced the loss of a family member. I was there for Rob the first time he was knocked out on a bouncy castle practicing wrestling moves. I was also there for Rob the first time he was knocked out on my living room floor practicing wrestling moves. And the first time he was knocked out on my bed practicing wrestling moves. I think you get the point there. We were together the first time we experienced a major era-defining moment when Tommy come running down the road in his slippers to meet us from school shouting, "Rob, they've bombed the Twin Towers!" Which led to the first time we'd stayed up the entire night like serious young adults on the internet talking about the way the world had changed and what would happen next. We were in a school play together the first time Rob had a speaking role. He played the role of a health and safety officer, where he spent the entire time telling people what they were doing wrong, but not doing anything himself. Which is, coincidentally, the first time Rob learned how to work. Rob got me my first ever job, 6 hours a week making tea and coffee in an adult night school, which led to the first time we ever caused a fire evacuation. Because we wanted to prove to someone that if you wet a tea bag and put it in a microwave, it smells like weed, which is true. What we didn't realise is, if you forget about the microwave, it also fills an entire corridor with weed-smelling smoke. To repay him, I got Rob his first full-time job as a Sainsbury's trolley boy, the place where he got the taste for blood in retail, putting him on the road to being the petrol tyrant he is today. So I probably owe a few people an apology for that one. Rob arranged my first ever holiday abroad to New York City to see WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden, which will always be one of the best nights of both of our lives, and a place we've shared a huge love affair with ever since. And most importantly, today is the first wedding I've actually ever attended in my life, and the first time I've been a best man, which is the best first time experience Rob could have given me. So it's time for me to step out of the ring because Rob has a new tag team partner. So let everyone raise their glass and join me in a toast to Rob and Mike to a long future of their own first time experiences.
Right, another great speech. Fantastic. Come on, your turn to stand up, please.